Well, here we go again. US tracks new high altitude balloon 1 year after Chinese spy balloon. Here's what to know. US officials are tracking a high altitude balloon floating over the Rocky Mountains, officials said Friday afternoon, just over a year after US Air Force fighter jets shot down a suspected Chinese spy balloon that drifted over the country, which drew attention and sparked fears of a Chinese surveillance operation. While not much is yet known about the balloon, officials told CBS it was spotted by military aircraft over Colorado on Friday morning and intercepted by NORAD fighters over Utah. The balloon, floating at an altitude of 43,000 feet, just above the upper level of a typical commercial jet, is not believed to be maneuverable and does not pose a threat to national security, according to NORAD, though its purpose and origin remain a mystery. Hmm. Do they? See, because what I really thought of immediately was this mobile phone outage or cell phone outage, as you guys say. Um, Mobile phone outages hit thousands of AT&T users in the United States, disrupting calls and text messages, as well as emergency services in major cities, including San Francisco. Um, from about 7 a.m. I heard it was from earlier than that, about 4 a.m. Thursday morning. Users of Verizon, T-Mobile, and US Cellular also reported disruptions, although the outage with the services was much smaller than that of AT&T, according to Down Detector. Yeah, so I did see a bunch of different services, like pretty much all of them were down yesterday. I did a little short about it. But what I understand the issue is to be in the way that these other carriers relate to AT&T, perhaps. Someone can correct me about this in the comments. How it works in Australia is Telstra is the main tier one telecommunications provider, and all of the other networks kind of lease the use of their equipment to operate across the country. Telstra used to be a government organization before it became private in the 90s. Anyway, I believe it might work the same way like that in the United States, and that may have some bearing on why it was like that. Because this thing does really, in the end, seem kind of targeted. And I can't help but just link these two events. It's what do you think? I mean, it seems awfully suspicious that even what was it, August of last year, they did something like 70 days of continuous blackout training. And you have to wonder, like, things are getting really hot with the war in Gaza and Ukraine. Uh, it looks like China wants to make a move on Taiwan very soon. Things are just not great, right? I'm not sure if you guys have seen that awful film by Barack and Michelle Obama. The what was it called? Leave the World Behind. In the film, they had a scenario that was very similar to this, where all of the phone networks went out.
I understand how strange this must be for you, us turning up like this unannounced. We'd have called, you see, but the phones are out.
Yeah, my phone doesn't seem to have service.
And largely, people didn't really think much of it in the beginning because we're just used to technological dependence being a frail thing. But really, this whole thing with the phone situation yesterday and these unidentified balloons just floating around in the airspace. Like you have to think, how would the US respond to such a thing like an EMP attack or some other kind of cyber attack without a test run? It almost seems like this is what they're doing. And people are even saying so. Laura Loomer, I'm not really sure how to feel about her. She's an interesting character, but what is she saying here? I called it the Chinese spy balloons are EMP dry runs. And that's why the Chinese spy balloons, what's she saying? What? That's why the Chinese were flying spy balloons all over America. It's a dry run. There's a way to do dry runs for a full-blown EMP in the future to see how people would react to not being able to communicate. And there's ways to test reaction in society over a controlled level. I mean, I know this kind of sounds a little kooky, but that's That's what everyone was sort of saying about the outage yesterday.
Say they made a mistake when they tried to expand the network and say it was not a cyber attack.
I kind of don't really believe this. It just doesn't ring true to me. I don't know. I don't want to just like spark unnecessary conspiracy theories, but let's see what Jesse Waters has to say about this balloon, which just happened to happen at the same time, guys.
There is another balloon. The military says it's flying over the western part of the country. There is another balloon. The military says it's flying over the western part of the country, drifting east as we speak. We have no pictures. Don't know who's behind it or why it's in the sky. Is it Chinese? Probably. But here's what we do know. It's a micro balloon.
Probably.
The payload being 2 cubic feet, about the size of a microwave. The Chinese spy balloon in comparison, 30 feet long, the size of 2 school buses. We also know it's over 40,000 feet in the air, very similar to the Chinese version. According to NORAD, it's not a threat and it's not maneuverable. But that's what they said last time. We'll continue tracking the new spy balloon and let you know if the...
Here's the other thing. Why haven't they shot it down yet? I mean, they didn't do this last time either. And people are calling hijinks with that last Chinese spy balloon incident last year. It was kind of a little bit fishy. Is America being attacked by an EMP dry run? In the middle of the night, last night, there was a mass cellular outage reported for users of AT&T, Verizon, Cricket Wireless, Boost Mobile, and other users as well. Why would millions of people's phones give them an SOS message which prevents someone from making any calls, even to 911? This sounds like an EMP dry run to me. Been saying for a long time we're going to be attacked. I predict we are being attacked by an EMP in the near future. Okay, these are not my words, of course. These are Laura Loomer's words. But it really just does make you think. It makes you think. Anyway, guys, this is just a real quick video. I thought I'd bring you with my thoughts on this one. It seems a little fishy to me. It all seems very sus. I don't know if it's going to be an EP, but it may be some sort of controlled outage or some sort of event. We've all seen how the telecommunication networks have a concerning lack of redundancy after yesterday's little test run. So yeah, it gives you a lot to think about. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments. Is this just airborne clutter? Is it a Chinese spy balloon? Or is it a test run of the United States government? Hit the like if you stayed this long in the video. I know it was a bit messy. I don't really plan these kind of things. I just open the tab and start reading the news. But yeah, if you like this kind of content, hit subscribe below. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you again soon.